Hello and welcome to our presentation on load sensing shock absorber system. This presentation is for AMGT 301. Our business leads are Bethany Toops, a product planning manager in research and development, Adam Pinkerton, our project manager, and Benjamin Cook, strategic marketing. So this is a pictorial of the shock absorbers and how they'll be configured. It runs off a 12-volt system, which can be converted to a 24-volt system if needed. The display in the middle is actually an onboard computer screen, which is customizable and easy to install. So our executive summary includes commercial vehicles, which have always been required the need to constantly weigh their loads in order to comply with national and local carriageway weight restrictions. This requires each commercially registered vehicle to be weighed prior to leaving with a new load. In order to streamline this process, we are proposing equipping each commercial vehicle with a self-weighing suspension system. Each system is integral to the vehicle's traditional shock absorbers on a medium-duty trucks, replacing the factory shocks with the smart shocks in the factory bolt-up location. These shocks contain a hydraulic pressure sensor internal to the shock. There is a single connection outside the shock which connects with the onboard computer. The computer will then convert the hydraulic pressure into the vehicle load. Inputs required for the onboard computer are as simple as the vehicle make, model, and trim. This assures the driver and the company are within the load restrictions that the DOT requires. With each vehicle having its own onboard weigh system, no costly scales will be required to weigh the vehicles prior to departure. The commercial vehicles will still be required to stop at any open weigh stations that the state and the DOT require. The weight sensing shocks can be retrofitted to almost any commercial truck with traditional hydraulic shocks and calibrated to each vehicle. There is an all-in-one display for the driver that shows the overall vehicle weight with load, cross-axle weight to show unbalanced load, shifted load alarm, and vehicle overweight alarm. The overall system tolerance will maintain the industry average of 300 pounds to a DOT certified scale. The system will never lose calibration unless the shock is physically leaking, at which time the shock can be either replaced or rebuilt. Our team communication plan consists of our group members, Benjamin Cook, Adam Pinkerton, and Bethany Toops. We have supplied our phone numbers and email addresses in order for contact. Our team meetings will be every Thursday evening from 8:30 to 9:30. It'll be a group conference call. We have provided our dial-in phone number for our group conference calls. If the professor wants to come to the meetings, she's more than welcome. Our manager weekly report will be on Thursday evenings as well. If the professor is in need of more information pertaining to our current situation, we will send another memo promptly. Each member agrees to complete his or her assigned portion of the workload on time without prompting from the rest of the team. If a team member is having difficulty completing his or her tasks, he or she agrees to immediately notify the team so that we can collectively choose corrective action. Our customer acquisition plan consists of customer need, critical need to the market. The customer's need for measuring the weight of their vehicles and not having to extensively modify the vehicle when installing the system. The customers need a product that is easily to use and not overly complicated. Complicated systems are not appealing to the customers, which can be seen as often intimidating and frustrating to use. A less complicated system will offer greater user confidence and will allow a larger number of users that can operate the system. Customers will like a system that is easy to install. Hard to install systems deter customers from purchasing because of the complexity and may require a professional to install. Customers would rather have a system that is easy to install, which will help them to save time and money of the customer. A display screen will also assist customers in accessing the information easier from the weigh system. Customers will have a need for something versatile. Versatility of a system can also allow it to be used on many platforms, offering a greater range of use for the customer, making the system much more practical to use. The greater range of the use of the customer can get out of the product, the more the customer's needs will be fulfilled. Target market and distribution channels. The target market of the product will be directed at businesses and individuals who have light or medium duty trucks or trailers that have a need or desire to weigh their vehicles. Business included into the market will be construction, rental, and delivery that use trucks to transport goods over roadways. These businesses will be medium-sized businesses in comparison to the whole market. Also, private individuals will be included into the target market, particularly those who transport or haul heavy items. The demographics of the target market will mostly be male-dominated, with some women in the market from the ages of 35 to 49. The market for individuals will be mixed in terms of gender, but the attributes of this market will be more that are fond of the outdoors and are active. The individuals can be described as do-it-yourselfers. Businesses will be our primary focus on the market, and individuals being the secondary market. The distribution of the product will be channeled into where the market will find its best audience. Our distribution channels will be the producers selling our products to retailers selling them to customers. These retailers will include dealerships whose businesses have a prior portion in the light and medium duty trucks. This will give us exposure to the product best for prospective buyers who are buying our new vehicle. Another channel of distribution will be the auto supply stores. Auto supply stores will address the customer concern with towing and haul the customer base to do-it-yourselfers. Another distribution channel will be tractor supply, like stores. This will expose our product to farmers who are hauling cattle and other materials for do-it-yourselfers customer base. Also, commercial truck part stores such as Southwest Trucks, Auto Parts, D&K Truck Company, and Road Equipment will also sell our products to business owners for trucking companies. Competitive advantage of our product. Our product is competitive in the market because it is highly adaptable and easily retrofitted into vehicles. The shock also requires little maintenance on the user's part. Other competitors in the market include other weighing systems that are tied into the frame of the vehicle, which can create problems on the user's part of having the system installed by an outside professional. Our system will also include a digital readout of the weight of the vehicle, both overall weight and individual corner weight, and will be water resistant. The onboard computer will also have an operating system that is adaptable for the specifications of the vehicles ranging from 1996 to present, with an updatable program for the future vehicles. The operating system can also be customized to the user's specific requirements, such as a trailer or customized vehicle. Pricing strategy. Having a product unlike others on the market, the pricing strategy will initially go with a cost plus pricing technique in which the cost of producing and developing the shock plus a profit margin of 10%. We will compare this cost to that of our competitors to see if it is lower or equal. We want our product to be lower or equal than our competitors in order to be a cheaper alternative to expensive and complicated weighting systems. Once the product is on sale, we will adjust pricing to the demand of the product, raising prices if demand is high and lowering the price if demand is low. The price of the product will be evaluated quarterly, adjusting for production costs of the shocks. Our product charter includes Bethany Toops as our product planning manager for research and development. It justifies the research and development expense to develop it and provides the Gantt chart. Benjamin Cook is our strategic marketing manager. He defines the key stakeholders within the company as well as suppliers outside the company. He also contributes to the Gantt chart. Adam Pinkerton is our project manager. defines the product and where it fits into the company's product mix. He identifies the assumptions, constraints, and risks. Knowing the weight of our vehicle when carrying any load is a vital necessity in the commercial world. This can also be very useful in the recreational vehicle market, given the costs associated with maintenance and repair are solely the responsibility of the owner. For these reasons, easily being able to track your vehicle's gross weight and load are an important way to prevent vehicle overloading and premature part failure. Introducing the all-new, all-in-one weight sensing shock. These shocks bolt right into place. The vehicle shock was without any modification to the vehicle. Each shock is equipped with a connector and a wiring harness to connect to the onboard computer. The onboard computer can be placed anywhere in the vehicle and only requires power and ground and the shock harness connection. The onboard computer is pre-programmed with most vehicle manufacturers' gross vehicle weight rating and unloaded vehicle weight. The onboard computer can also be updated using a macro SD memory card by simply downloading the latest software from our website. This will give you access to new software, more vehicles as they are released, and the various other enhancements. The onboard computer is in a sealed water-resistant case that is tested for ambient temperatures between -20 to 120 degrees, or 25 degrees Fahrenheit. The shocks themselves are original equipment for the aftermarket, OEA, meaning they are designed and calibrated to perform like your vehicle's brand new shocks. Built within our shocks are a hydraulic pressure sensor that detects changes in the shock's internal hydraulic pressure. The hydraulic pressure changes naturally based on the vehicle's movement and load. This change in hydraulic pressure is sent to a computer and calculated between all four shocks to determine vehicle load, payload weight, cross vehicle weight, and vehicle underload. Research and development. Research and development expenses are designed to generate future growth and should be treated as capital expenditures. Capital expenses are expenses that are expected to generate benefits over multiple periods. We plan to spend 7% of our sales revenue on research and development. We also plan to hire 2 product engineers, paying each so much in dollar amount for their work for development. Timeline for project is 6 months. Overall expenses for research and development cannot exceed $200,000. We've allocated $100,000 for the engineers, and we've allocated $100,000 to produce materials. As for stakeholders, key stakeholders for the introduction of the shock are numerous people. The first stakeholders within the company will be the owners of the company, which will have a stake in the new product. They will benefit from the introduction of the new shock to the product line, which will add a competitive advantage to the product. This competitive advantage will help to sell the vehicles, which translate to better sales, which will increase stock prices for the shareholders. Other internal stakeholders will also include the investors of the new shock, who will hold a stake in the success of the new shocks, helping sales of the vehicle, therefore increasing the demand of the vehicles, increasing the production of the shocks. The employees who will also be stakeholders in the shock, doing well in production. The success of the stock adding value to the vehicles could mean an increase in production, which will benefit the employees with the increase in production. External stakeholders include such people as suppliers, shareholders, government, creditors, society, and the customers themselves. Suppliers want the product to be successful because the company will continue to buy products from them, which will also increase employment among the supplier. Creditors have a stake in the product because they have money invested and would like to repay in full on time. The government wants the business to succeed with the endeavor because the business will pay taxes to the government. The other benefits that the government receives from the business doing well is that the business will hire more people for additional work, which benefits society as well. The customer also has a stake by having a new product at a reasonable price. Identification. Our product assumptions are that the primary languages will be in English and Spanish. Annual revenue of 2.86 million, 43% of the shock absorber North American market. An onboard computer software updates provided by supplier every quarter. Suppliers will deliver the final product on time. Investors remain for the life of the research and development timeline, and patent will be approved. As for our product constraints, there will only be 2 product development engineers. Our annual research and development expenses should not exceed $200,000, and we only have 6 months to have a working product on time. Our product risks include the patent may be denied or could be, a loss of investors, initial software pilots displayed software flaws, and possible changing technology forces midterm project changes, which could disrupt how we put our product together and market it.
Development process. Our development process contained organization plan and generating product formalities. It outlined who does what and the schedule of our weekly meetings. Our market identification and screening ideas. Developing a persona for our product market. Identifying our target market. Product expansion plan and concept testing. This expanded on the critical elements and details of our product. Product development process and business analytics. Outlining and developing the product and specific components. Marketing and sales strategy, beta and marketability testing. Developing a marketing strategy and target market area, as well as a sales strategy. Technicalities in product development, commercialize and advertise, post-launch review, and forecast portfolios. Here you'll find our project planner. This is an overview of our Gantt chart, which contained our product development breakdown and our research process breakdown, including our organization plan, market identification, product expansion plan, product development process, marketing and sales strategy, technicalities and product development, commercialize and advertise, and our post-launch review. This also has our planned start date, planned duration, versus our actual start date and actual duration. It also includes the percent complete as completed. Now we'll go into our product development plan. Our product specifications for our shocks and our system contain retrofitted shocks from existing shock absorber manufacturers. A hydraulic sensor and harness are inserted into the shock prior to the final assembly and charging. This can be fitted into any shock based on our consumer needs. Initial needs have been determined for commercial need and recreational heavy vehicle use only. We will be exploring compact and light-duty vehicles for market demand. Our shocks meet OE specifications for weight, extended length, and compressed length. Sensors are connected to the onboard computer via a single-wire local interconnect network, LIN, and, of course, power and ground circuits. Our internally developed operating system for the onboard computer is configurable. The onboard computer is in a sealed water-resistant case that is tested for ambient temperatures between -20 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. The operating system also supports all North American manufacturers' medium-duty vehicles from 1996 to present. And the operating system is updatable for the vehicle database via a micro SD card. The operating system also supports manually adding a vehicle that is not listed. Here you'll see a concept image of our product. This is a simple shock setup. This is exactly the way it's configured. As you can see, it's a standard shock absorber with a hydraulic pressure sensor right at the bottom of the shock absorber. And there is also a connector that connects into the system via that shock absorber. Here you'll see an example of a chassis cab vehicle. What would happen is the vehicle would go to an upfitter or the customer would remove the existing shock absorbers, the factory installed shock absorbers, and in place put in our shock absorbers. You would run the wiring along the frame, which comes with clips to attach them, and run it all up into the cab into the onboard computer. Here we'll go over our product development, testing, and release schedule engineering plan. So first of all, we have design of the shocks, the parts design. And then we have the design of the computer, the operating system itself. The sensor installation, the wiring routing, bug fixes, formulae diagnostics, additional testing, and state requirements. For our marketing plan, we have demonstrations, commercials, ads, events, and promotions. For our product layout, we have production, facility layout, assembly process, order fulfillment, and address any ongoing issues as they occur. Our testing schedule consisted of our project plan, and this consisted of the production facility layout, assembly process, order fulfillment, and address any ongoing issues as they occur. Our testing approach consisted of project documentation, electronic files, images, prototypes and models, and problems and requirements list. Testing schedule continued. Our testing strategy consisted of scope of planning, objectives and goals, completion criteria, and resources for our testing. And our testing environment included our location, our rental building or warehouse, testing sites, and testing vehicles. For our release schedule, we start with the images of product and proposal, followed by the development of the model, then into the first prototype, then testing on prototype, followed by mass manufacture, installation in test vehicles, ship to distributors, and finally launch marketing and ads. Now we'll go into our marketing sales strategy, starting with our mission statement. We're here to provide our customers with the ability to gather information through our product to further develop their logistics and save time and money. The market has not produced a product as versatile as ours, being applicable to a wide range of vehicles in the heavy-duty truck market. Our competitors have complicated systems that have to be tailored to each vehicle, where ours is more user-friendly and individualized. Our product is designed to help customers obtain the information they need to optimize their logistics. Here you'll see our distribution channels, starting with the factory and dealer marketed, followed by factory or dealer installed, and finally customer purchased. The customer can purchase this ahead of time if they do a vehicle build on the manufacturer's website, or it can be an after-purchase installation where it's purchased at the dealership and installed at the dealership after the vehicle's already been built.
Value proposition document. Our buyers' personas of John and Elizabeth. The demographics of John and Elizabeth are they are in their mid to late 30s, and they are both hardworking individuals who have been married for 6 years. They have both shared love for the outdoors and typically spend their weekends pulling their trailer to various state parks where they enjoy camping, hiking, canoeing, mountain biking, and sports. The key attributes of John and Elizabeth consider themselves to be very independent and free-spirited people. As a result, they like to go on adventures regularly and enjoy the convenience of being able to load up their truck and trailer and leave town without much planning. They both own Ford trucks because they find them dependable and easy to maintain. Both John and Elizabeth are do-it-yourselfers who prefer the freedom of the open road and stress-free lifestyle. The routines of John and Elizabeth. Although they don't have children, they plan in the near future to have children. They are a social couple that enjoy spending time with their friends and family and inviting them to join them on adventures. They own their own house and built it 2 years ago. Together they are an unstoppable team who enjoy completing challenging projects together. They currently live in the Midwest and hope to buy additional properties to fix up and sell as a side business. Their wants are they both want to build a greenhouse on their property and raise some chickens, cows, and pigs. Elizabeth hopes to be a stay-at-home mom when they decide to have children and teach them the importance of self-sufficiency. John's parents owned a farm and he would like to keep the family heritage alive. Therefore, they both are interesting people and are interested in purchasing towing equipment for their transportation for farm animals as well as towing lumber. The barriers that they face is that they are on a fixed budget and don't want to get talked into things that they do not need. Personas 2, Rick and Jay. The demographics of Rick and Jay is that Rick is 48 and Jay is 35. Both of them have an educational background of bachelor's degrees. They are both business partners and are owner-operators of a construction company. The key attributes that both Rick and Jay face is that Rick has owned a construction business for the last 11 years, and it is his family-owned business that he hopes he can pass down to his son one day. The business is very demanding, and he is always dealing with new contacts. Jay is a part-time business owner of a construction company and a full-time stay-at-home dad of 2 young boys. He does the majority of the work for the business at his home remotely, as he is the main tech support for the company. The wants of this persona is they want to grow the business, to increase profits, and to increase efficiencies, to save time for their children's college funds. The routines of both Rick and Jay are they enjoy sports and sports-related activities. They are active in their children's after-school activities and coach football. However, they are both very busy running their construction business that they have little time for their families. The barriers that Rick and Jay face are that they are always working, they have a busy life with work and with their children, and they also have a tight financial budget. The goals for both Rick and Jay is that they both own trucks and rely heavily on their vehicles, both their fleet and their personal vehicles. Both live outside of New Jersey and are always struggling with making sure that they meet state and federal weight requirements on both their personal and company vehicles when traveling on the road for their business. Description: the shock is a smart shock that operates by hydraulic pressure sensors that are located within the shock. There is a single connection to an onboard computer that converts the pressure in the shock into vehicle load. The inputs to the computer will include the vehicle make, model, and trim to accurately compute the vehicle load. Issues and assumptions. 1. The price that the customer is willing to pay should be lower than the complicated frame-based systems, being easier to install and requiring fewer parts than the other systems. 2. The take rate expected should be around 5 to 10% of the full cost of the shock system. Estimated annual unit sales. The estimated annual unit sales of the factory installation should be 0. The aftermarket unit sales should be around 10,000 units that is estimated for production. Value to the customer. Our shock tracks the weight of the vehicle. It also saves maintenance on the vehicles by preventing overloading or excessive wear to the frame. It also helps estimated delivery cost. Value to the company. This enables the company to produce shocks that meets the customer's demands of having an easy-to-use system. Also, has a highly adaptable system to suit their needs of having a system that weighs their vehicle. Competitive assessment. Our product is competitive in the market because it is highly adaptable and easily retrofitted into many vehicles. The shock also requires little maintenance on the user's part. Other competitors in the market include other weighing systems that are tied into the frame of the vehicle. Positioning statement. What does it enable for the customer? Our product enables the customer to have an easy digital readout of the weight that is on the shock. The shock is available on many platforms and is easy to adapt to different platforms. This provides the customer with an accurate read to measure the weight to improve logistical information as well as decreasing the chance of overloading the vehicle and aiding in preventative maintenance. Positioning statement continued. What does it enable for the company? This enables the company to produce shocks that meet the customer's demands of having an easy-to-use and highly adaptable system to suit their needs of having a system that weighs their vehicle. This system empowers the customers to use the information that they have gathered to better their logistical needs by providing an easy-to-use measuring tool to suit those needs. Strategies. Our first strategy is to lead in accessibility and affordability for customers. We will accomplish this by creating an intuitive product that allows customers of all ages and technological backgrounds to use, configure, and enjoy. We will accomplish this by modeling the operating system after an already renowned user-friendly operating system. We will also create user studies to target buyers to ensure this simple interface that makes business sense. We will also log device errors and upload them automatically when the device is connected to the internet. We will also fix software defects from the device logs to enhance user experience even after initial launch. We also will accomplish this by controlling component cost while still building a long-lasting quality product. We will accomplish this goal by utilizing already reputable shock absorber manufacturers and also offer a beta test trial to select fleet companies in order to gain real-world feedback. We will also maintain consistent component structure in order to have cross-parts capability to reduce service replacement parts. Our second strategy is to develop and differentiate competitor markets. We will accomplish this by first investigating competitive market to ensure clear-cut advantages, which are setup study and research sessions in regards to understanding competitive products. We will also set up trial use for customers to obtain feedback on competitors' products. We will also schedule comparison sessions between these products. And we will also accomplish this strategy by determining ways to exceed the competitor's product's objectives. By train installers to ensure the ease of installations. We will also understand marketing strategy of the competitor and also survey competitor customers for product insight. Evaluation. First month of the new calendar year, sales and marketing teams will use the previous year's sales data to determine the tactic contribution to the end goals. Tactics will be adjusted accordingly to accommodate yearly reviews, and also goals will be reevaluated to align with any company long-term goal changes. Also, make company goals known to all employees, and also empower each employee to achieve these goals. This concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, please leave them in the discussion board on the Blackboard website. Thank you very much.